Astronauts Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore are returning to Earth following an unexpected 9-month stay aboard the International Space Station. They're now in a capsule provided by Elon Musk's SpaceX rocket company. Joining us right now is former NASA astronaut Mike Massimino. And, Mike, this has been kind of crazy to watch for us, thinking that you're going up for 8 days, finding out that, no, it's going to be more like 9 months before you come back. As a former astronaut, somebody who's been up there, what did you think about all of this?
Well, Becky, I thought it's a pretty good example of the resiliency of both NASA and its astronauts, of the plan changing. You never know the way things are going to work out. You have to be ready for the unexpected. In this case, they were ready. They were ready to stay there longer if needed. That was always part of the backup plan. But you don't necessarily expect that's going to happen. I think the likelihood going in was very low that this was going to happen. But it did happen, and they were ready for it.
Yeah, I guess I'm still kind of remembering and reflecting on the idea that the amazing situation of being able to be sent into space. The good news is you're coming back, not necessarily that you're coming back with a delay on some of these issues. Yeah. But it has caused us to do some soul searching just about what this means for Boeing, what this means about the privatization of the space program, and all the outsourcing that NASA has done with this. How do you feel about it?
Well, I think, as far as Boeing goes, we haven't heard much about the Starliner spacecraft. I'm still hopeful that they'll be able to become more comfortable with the issues they saw and fly it again. I think that's the hope. I don't think the story's closed on that yet. So hopefully they'll continue to look at it and reschedule another flight with people on board. We'll see if that happens or not. It's been a few months now that it's been on the ground, but hopefully we'll get that flying again. As far as privatization goes, I mean, this is really what NASA has turned its attention to. Really going back to the space shuttle program, well before I was an astronaut, the hope was that commercialization would start back then at the beginning of the space shuttle program, in the early 1980s. They were hoping to build commercial space stations. They were hoping that the space shuttle would be a commercial vehicle. Didn't turn out that way. They had a couple accidents. It was never made it to where they wanted it to be for commercial purposes. But when the space shuttle retired, NASA took the opportunity to try to stimulate a commercial space business, both in flying cargo to space for the space station and also flying astronauts. And now we're seeing commercial missions to the moon. And NASA partakes in those. They help fund those, and they also put experiments on board. So I don't think this is going to end. It's been a very good relationship, and good both for the economy, for a new space business, and also for NASA for its goals.
I'm grateful that there was a second option, that SpaceX was able to step in and step up to the plate.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good if you never know. And it could be issues with a SpaceX vehicle someday. The Soyuz, the Russian spacecraft, which has been a very reliable spacecraft. A couple of years ago, Frank Rubio, another astronaut, was on board a Soyuz going to the space station. There was a leak in that Soyuz once they got there. They returned that Soyuz empty, sent up another Soyuz for Frank and his crew. They went from 6 months to over a year. So as long the thing is, the crew is never really in any danger, and their ride changed, but they always had a way to get home. They're coming back on the SpaceX vehicle that's been up there with them since the fall. So the safety has never been compromised. And I think it's a credit to NASA and to the team that they've been able to do that.
Yeah, easy for you to say. Never really in danger. We got lights here that could drop any time on me. I'm permanently scared. What was your longest time up there, Mike?
Yeah, nothing like these guys, Joe. I was up there for my longest was 14 days. It was supposed to be 12, and we got extended for 2 days, but that was really gravy.
I'm just trying to think when you get back, and I'm never in any danger. This is like a walk in the cake, sure. But when you got back, I'm just trying to think about what was it? Fresh air? Was it the sky? Was it what was it that was the pizza? A toilet? Yeah. Oh, I would hug my toilet. You got gravity again. I don't even want to know the details of how you're doing that stuff up there. But what was the greatest thing about coming back, would you say? Your loved ones? Or?
Oh, yeah, certainly seeing your family, Joe. Even I was gone just for a couple of weeks. And with these guys, they've been up there a lot longer, of course. But seeing your family and seeing your friends, that is number one. And then the things you do miss on Earth. You know, I miss things like the weather and crowds. and it sounds crazy, but a lot of things we complain about, you don't have it up there, and you miss that. And you mentioned pizza. Yeah, on my first flight, I missed pizza so badly. I ordered pizza at the Cape, at the Kennedy Space Center.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
there
at
was
the
a
space
local
station.
pizza place.
Domino's delivered up there.
30 minutes.
No, they don't deliver.
Uber Eats.
I was coming home. I made sure the order was put in correctly.
Oh my God.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you. You're not allowed to bring a lot of things with you when you go. You got to pack light because every ounce matters when you're trying to get liftoff. If you packed for 8 days with your underwear, your toilet paper, your toothpaste, what do you do when you're stuck up there for 9 months? Is there enough up there?
Oh, there's plenty up there, Becky, and there are supply ships that go up there a few times a year. You know, you're constantly getting resupplied. But they think about all that stuff as well. There's plenty of food on board. There's extra underwear, and everything else you need is up there. So, and you actually don't even pack your own bag. You know, we have professionals do that, and they pack stuff really tightly and make sure you have everything you need. So that was never an issue. You can't eat all the food that's up there. There's plenty of water. There's plenty of supplies.
Well, although they were taking advantage of bringing them home more quickly than maybe having a few days of overlap with this new crew that went up because they wanted to make sure they got them back and conserved the perishables and other things that were up there. How long do you wear your underwear up there? Because I was reading an article the other day that said like 4 or 5 days.
So just
something like that. Yeah,
like,
that sounds about right.
You're on Earth.